Thank you. It's about time, audience, for joining me tonight, today, all the wonderful blessings we've been bestowed with before. We had the pleasure of talking with probably one of the foremost professors from the Emerson College in Boston, in that Massachusetts area. This is a professor that had his own production company. He has started his own diversity in race relationship, Dr. Willam Smith. And we're going to be talking to him in just a few minutes about what the Baha'i faith means, what it does, what it can do, what we're looking to do. And we definitely want you to sit back and enjoy yourself, because you're going to enjoy this young man tonight. So when I come back, I'm going to be joined with Mr. Smith, well, Dr. Smith, and he's going to dialogue on what just the Baha'i faith is all about, race relationships, and how it is a one humanity race that we're looking to accomplish. So sit back, relax, we'll be right back with you. Peace.
Thank you, Oriel. I'm really happy to be with you. It's very interesting that we have an opportunity. I have a young lady with me who's here with us this evening actually. I just finished talking about the Lord has prepared a feast, come to the table, and she had some questions. She and her mother have both been investigating the Baha'i faith, and I suggested that we just have her on camera, and it's Stacy.
Yes, Stacy Roche.
Stacy Roche.
Mm-hmm.
So Stacy, we'll just have a conversation, and maybe some of what we talk about can have meaning to the audience that we're showing this to.
Okay. Okay, well, my question was, or what I want to ask you is, my mother had some questions about what do you believe about Jesus?
Well, the Baha'i belief about Jesus, His Holiness Christ, is that Jesus is the Son of God, that He came to liberate a suffering humanity, to give them eternal life through His suffering. He elevated all of humanity through His teachings. We know all the teachings of the Bible. We know all of the, basically, I won't say, well, the Ten Commandments or early in the Bible, but later His teachings of what a spiritual person should be about relative to how we address ourselves to God, how we develop spirituality, how we conduct ourselves in relationships. He brought a certain uplift to all humanity through His presence. Now, Christ left us with a promise, and He promised that He would return in the glory of His Father. And He talked about the coming of the Prince of Peace, the Son of Truth. He said that I have many sheep that are not of this fold, but the coming of the day of the one fold and the one shepherd. And He talks about He will come in the glory of His Father. He says, I will come in the glory of my Father. Straightforward, Baha'is believe that Baha'u'llah is the return of Christ. Now that's a stupendous claim. It's an incredible claim. And because of the path that Christianity has gotten off of in terms of the true teachings of Christ, the things that certain men have interpreted and added on and made to be not necessarily what truly is, people are confused. I would dare say that most Christians who are living today, had they lived in the time of Christ, they would have helped persecute Him. You know why? Because in that day, when His Holiness Christ was on this earth, when He was preaching and teaching to the poor, the leaders in that day, the religious leaders, all had all these disclaimers about why he isn't the Messiah. They had every proof, and they had sway over the people, and the people believed them, and they attacked and persecuted. They said, he's not the king. He's supposed to be the king of the Jews. He ain't got two pennies to rub together.
The Bahai's perception of Jesus.
Okay. Jesus was one of the manifestations of God, and we do believe that, just like Christians believe that. But what we will say is that we more look at the messengers of God as being progressive, and at different stages in our evolution, I'm talking about the evolution of mankind, of humanity, we have seen different messengers, different manifestations of God that have presented themselves to us. And Jesus was one of those. But before him, there was Zoroaster. Before his time, there was also Moses. After his time, there was Muhammad. And after Muhammad, there was the Bab and Baha'u'llah. All of these are seats that these manifestations hold, and they lead us on to something greater. They build upon the established foundation. Mm-hmm.
So if someone says Jesus is the only way to heaven, what would you say?
Jesus would be with whatever God is a part of, and that Jesus also spoke about one to come. Jesus also spoke about the Comforter. He also told people in his time that there were many things that he could not tell them, but when the Comforter came unto them, that this person would bring them into all truth. And so I do believe that Jesus was thinking prophetically, of course, because he is from God, and he was speaking of another. Never did he say there would never be another, so that is something that is man-made, that for some reason has, I don't know, I want to say tainted, but for some reason has gotten into the minds of a lot of people that practice Christianity today. But the further away you get from Jesus, the further away you get away from the purity of his message. So what you see today in Christianity is not Christianity in its purest sense. And that's just the way that I see that. So I think Jesus probably wouldn't recognize 75% of the people that call themselves Christians